Lately, Saudi Arabia has successfully recruited some of the world's most prominent football stars.
I'm here in Saudi Arabia. I am Hilali.
Breaking news, Cristiano Ronaldo has signed for Saudi side Al Nassr. They say history in the making.
However, beneath the allure of substantial salaries and luxury vehicles lies a grander strategy, one that aims to reshape the nation's image on the global stage.
The situation for people in the country in terms of human rights is bad and getting worse. It's one of the worst places on earth to be a woman or an LGBT person. The death penalty is routine.
If you're mainstreaming them as an entity that is behind one of the biggest sports in the world, then you're not talking about their history of human rights abuses, the murder of the Washington Post columnist, or the alleged ties to 9/11.
The mastermind behind the cunning plan to make Saudi Arabia the sports entertainment capital of the world is none other than the controversial Mohammed bin Salman. In early June 2023, after European football leagues had completed their seasons, news emerged from the Middle East that left sports journalists and fans worldwide astonished. On this June day, it became evident that Saudi Arabia is making a substantial push into football. Saudi Arabia's investment fund acquired ownership of 4 of the country's largest football clubs. Furthermore, the state, with the Crown Prince at the helm, directly manages and finances these clubs. This implies that they practically possess limitless resources for acquiring players, a crucial element in Saudi Arabia's overarching strategy to conquer the football world. These acquisitions are part of a larger plan to establish Saudi Arabia as a significant player in the global sports arena, recognizing the integral role that the world's most popular sport holds in this endeavor. To comprehend his deep interest in this matter, we must journey back to 2016. In a well-lit room, several men, including Mohammed bin Salman, stand confidently, wearing black robes and crisp white shirts, adorned with traditional Saudi Arabian headdresses for men. Among them, bin Salman holds a document bearing the title Vision 2030, and this document will prove to be very important. But first, who is Mohammed bin Salman? He is the Crown Prince, Prime Minister, and the son of King Salman bin Abdulaziz. Despite being just 38 years old, he effectively holds absolute authority in Saudi Arabia and takes extensive measures to retain it. Criticism of the regime in Saudi Arabia is met with severe consequences, including imprisonment and the death penalty. While women have gained rights such as driving and access to cinemas, discrimination and oppression persist. This also extends to LGBT individuals and migrant workers. The country is also involved in a catastrophic war that has lasted for years in neighboring Yemen, further drawing negative attention to Saudi Arabia in recent years. Mohammed bin Salman is resolute in his determination to alter this perception and restore a more favorable reputation to the country he holds dear. So, as he poses with the crucial document in hand, Mohammed bin Salman envisions a transformative future for his nation. Saudi Arabia, known for its significant oil exports, is deemed overly reliant on this single resource in his view. Hence, his ambitious plan for 2030 entails diversifying investments from oil revenues into various sectors, including sports, tourism, art, culture, and healthcare. His vision encompasses bolstering healthcare services, increasing life expectancy, and positioning Saudi Arabia as an attractive global tourist destination. Furthermore, bin Salman ardently desires to shift global perceptions away from war and the death penalty when discussing Saudi Arabia. However, it's not a simple task to divert attention from the regime's darker aspects, because in 2018 the whole world turned its gaze towards the country when a well-known regime critic is brutally killed.
It was one of the most egregious acts of state-sponsored murder of our time. Lured to this Saudi consulate in Istanbul, Khashoggi was killed and then dismembered, it's believed, with a bone saw. His body has never been found. Saudi attempts to cover up the killing were a catalogue of unconvincing and contradictory lies. The operation had the personal approval of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
I have zero question in my mind that the Crown Prince, MBS, ordered the killing, monitored the killing, knew exactly what was happening, planned it in advance.
In the subsequent year, 2019, bin Salman faces questions about the murder during an interview.
Did you order the murder of Jamal Khashoggi?
Absolutely not. This was a heinous crime. But I take full responsibility as a leader in Saudi Arabia, especially since it was committed by individuals working for the Saudi government.
While this incident marks a significant blemish on the Crown Prince's reputation, it doesn't deter him from pursuing his vision. He remains committed to substantial investments in sports, including martial arts, golf, Formula One, and esports. However, his determination is to reach the widest audience of sports enthusiasts, and for that, he needs a truly global sport. He needs football.
But now here's Shota. Diogo Shota! Crescendo to match anything you would witness at this wonderful football ground.
In 2021, the world witnessed Mohammed bin Salman's pivot toward European football. Saudi Arabia's investment fund, of which bin Salman serves as chairman, acquires an 80% stake in the Premier League club, Newcastle.
Everybody is talking about it. The name on everyone's lips is Mohammed bin Salman. The club he's taking the ownership of, Newcastle United.
That the Mike Ashley era at Newcastle is over. What comes next? Huge investment dominated by money from Saudi Arabia.
Critics argue that it's the Saudi Arabian state taking control of the club, which is not permitted. However, bin Salman's associates claim that the investment fund is distinct from the state, which is obviously nonsense. Oddly enough, the Premier League approves the acquisition.
Newcastle United taken over by Saudi Arabia, what do you think? Dynamite.
While many Newcastle fans rejoice in their club's transformation into an economic powerhouse,
worried about human rights abuses or all this?
We don't care. Nothing to monkeys, as long as we win the league.
there are many outsiders who remain critical.
Well, Saudi Arabia's involvement in the takeover has been condemned by human rights groups. The United Nations report implicated Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Even though there's this positive noise around the ownership of Newcastle, the situation for people in the country in terms of human rights is bad and getting worse.
It's a real shame for the Newcastle and for the British English football, the football club owned by a person who responsible the murder of Jamal.
However, as is often the case, the criticism seems to have little impact, and bin Salman continues to press forward. Next, Saudi Arabia successfully secured several football events to host, including the Asia Championship in 2027 and even the prestigious Spanish Super Cup. Every year, 4 Spanish teams travel to Saudi Arabia and compete for the prestigious competition. When a domestic cup can be bought and moved, anything is possible for Saudi Arabia. And this underlines how much power bin Salman has gained, but he knows that there are things that are considered the crowning jewels in the football world, like the World Cup. While people speculate when the Crown Prince will submit a World Cup bid, he remains tight-lipped about his intentions. For now, bin Salman is channeling his efforts into the domestic Saudi League, with a determined goal to enhance the league's top teams by recruiting the world's best players, regardless of the cost. To begin with, he sets his sights on one of the greatest players of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo.
I happen to know that there was a gigantic one from Saudi Arabia. I mean,
for example?
Like 350 million euros for 2 seasons, is that?
It's true, yes, it's true.
That's a staggering sum of money.
Yes.
Which you turned down.
In that moment, yes.
But shortly after Ronaldo denied any intentions of moving to the Saudi League, Mohammed bin Salman eventually achieved his desired outcome.
Breaking news, Cristiano Ronaldo has signed for Saudi side Al Nassr. They say history in the making.
And the club's Instagram account has jumped from 800,000 to 8.8 million followers in just a few days. It's a boost for Saudi Arabia's football league, and the hope is that other big names will follow.
And that they did. With the signing of Ronaldo, European football stars started to stream to Saudi Arabia. And not just players at the twilight of their careers, but also young players. This has had a destabilising effect on many clubs in Europe. Clubs like Liverpool barely managed to keep their superstar Mohamed Salah, but they know the Saudis will be on the hunt again next summer. The summer of 2023 has many worried that Saudi Arabia will destroy European football forever, unless governing bodies like FIFA and UEFA intervene.